Hey everyone, this is Pete, and welcome to Train Sim World 2. I got a confession to make. I did attempt to record a video on this earlier, but for some reason the encoding on OBS messed up, so I lost a good hour of footage on the London Underground Bakerloo line, which is a terrible shame. But I guess this does give me a good opportunity to actually try something new and show you how this game sort of teaches you how to play. I've not tried the Schnellfahrstrecke Köln line in this at all yet, so hopefully this is going to teach us how to drive this train, because I haven't touched it before. Streaking across the countryside, sleek and stylish trains transport passengers over one of Germany's high-speed railways, connecting the historic cities of Köln and Aachen. Master the controls of Deutsche Bahn's flagship ICE trains in our recreation of Schnellfahrstrecke Köln-Aachen, exclusive to Train Sim World 2. Okay, so in Train Sim World 2, you can start a new journey, which gives you a sort of sequence of missions that will gradually introduce you to driving a particular train and working your way through various scenarios. And then there's the Explore option, where you can run through training missions. You can explore on foot, which means you can ride the trains as well as just driving them. You can do scenarios, which give you specific sort of objectives to complete, or you can run the timetable, which sort of puts you on a specific service on that line and then challenges you to complete it as efficiently as you can. Right, I'm going to go start a new journey though, because that will hopefully introduce us to this this type of train that I haven't driven before. A high-speed connection. Chapter 1, Introductions and Experience. All right, so we begin with the BR442 Talent 2 Introduction. So I did, I picked up Train Sim World 2 primarily for its routes, because I've also ordered Train Sim World 3, because it's cheaper to buy Train Sim World 2 than to buy...
Welcome to driver training here at Aachen Depot. Here you will be taken through the operation of a BR442 Talent 2 electric multiple unit. During this brief introduction, we will go through the train preparation, critical driving controls and passenger operations. When you are ready, climb aboard to get started.
Yeah, so buying a copy of Train Sim World 2 for 20 quid is cheaper than buying the individual routes for Train Sim World 3. So I did that. Follow the markers onto the train. Open the door. Cool, that's high up, isn't it? Let me in.
In normal operation, this unit draws electricity from the overhead catenary via a pantograph. However, since the pantograph is currently in the down position, we have to power the initial systems by priming the auxiliary battery.
Okay. It's all in German. Right. Ein. Oh, hold it for 5 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go.
Take a seat in the driver's position. This is where you'll be... With power available, use the master switch to unlock the control desk and turn on the multifunction displays.
Oh, this looks much more complicated than the London Underground. Right, set the master switch to on. On? No. On. There we go.
The reverser determines the direction of travel.
And the reverser is where? There. Forward.
Now activate the pantograph, so that it raises up and makes contact with the overhead catenary.
Up.
Set the exterior lights for normal operation.
Okay.
Set the indirect brake to release. This brake is generally not required during normal operation, but can be used in cases of emergency.
Okay.
Finally, disengage the parking brake. Use the combined power brake handle to apply power and get going.
All right, here we go.
Coasting is a method used to efficiently maintain speed and reduce motor stress and maintenance requirements. Apply a small amount of brake force to achieve a comfortable and safe stop.
This is... like I say, my primary experience with this this game so far has been on the London Underground, which is quite simple to drive, but all this is very intimidating. Right, so we just got to stop over there, and that's fine. Everything's fine. See? All good. Nothing to worry about. Brakes. You have a lot more precise control of the throttle and brakes in this train than you do in the London Underground. Alright, there we go.
Take a quick glance of the platform to ensure all is safe before unlocking the doors.
Climb aboard! This will be perfectly safe, I can assure you. Why is there a button with the flames on it? Probably shouldn't worry about that, should I? No, it's fine. Everything's fine.
It's time to get going. Set the doors to locked.
One thing I have found with this game is that it's easy to feel
Proceed
intimidated.
to the next stop at Aachen Rote Erde, unguided this time, and see how you get on.
It's easy to feel quite intimidated by all the sort of controls and buttons and the fact that they're all in German. But when you think about it, if you're driving a car or something like that, there's lots of things in a car that you don't know what they're for or what they mean or how they work. So it's just the same in a train, really. As long as you know how to make it go, how to open the doors, how to stop, then you're probably fine. Right, so the next station is 1.5 kilometers away. We've got a speed limit of just over 35 kilometers an hour at the moment. Give it a little bit more power. This train seems pretty good at holding its speed when you're coasting. Yellow signal, should be prepared to stop if necessary. We've also got an increase in speed limit to 100 kilometers an hour. Or at least there will be, presumably, once the rest of our train is... There we go. Alright, let's give it some beef. Yeah, this thing's a lot faster than the underground. You don't realise, while you're on it, that the London Underground rarely exceeds about 30 miles an hour. Now, the question is, how early do we need to brake in this? Because I feel it's... Ooh, that's the emergency brake, we don't need to do that. Stop! Stop! Near enough. So we need to brake quite a bit earlier than we do with the underground. Because we're going a lot faster. Right, where are we going next?
Good work. That concludes all of the basics of operating this train.
Okay, if you say so. If you say so. Alright, let's continue. Talented takeover. Welcome to Düren. This is an RE9 service from Köln, calling at all stations to Aachen Hauptbahnhof. Open the doors to commence boarding. Come on in, everybody. It looks like the train's been all set up for us, ready to go already, so we don't need to worry about raising the pantograph or turning the battery on and that sort of thing. I'm sure we'll learn all about all these things at some point. Close the doors. Alright, ready to go? Let's go. A 9.2 kilometre journey to go. And we've got a 60 kilometre an hour speed limit just ahead. So let's be a little bit wary of that. Then up to 200 kilometers an hour in just a moment. Or 160. That's good too. The red marker on the speedo indicates the current speed limit. You can turn that off if you want to, so you have to rely on actually looking at the signs. But since I'm a newbie to driving trains in general, and especially this thing, I prefer to leave it on. Just so I know what I'm doing. Because yeah, this thing's a lot faster than the tube. But that's okay, I'm sure everything will be fine. Accelerating. No speed limit changes to worry about in the immediate vicinity. Alright, approaching the speed limit. Let's ease off the power and coast. Whee! Hello, friend. A little bit of speed as we're going uphill, so let's just apply a bit of power just to maintain that speed. You can judge your speed increase or decrease with the accelerometer in the middle of the speedo. So that circular gauge moves up or down depending on if you're accelerating or decelerating. Use that to judge if you need to apply some power or brakes or anything like that. So at the moment we're holding it pretty steady. 4 kilometres to go. And the speed limit decreases to 80 kilometres an hour. Just ahead of that station from the look of things. Not much window to look out in this cabin, is there? There's lots of gauges and screens to look at, of course, but and then nothing to worry about. Absolutely nothing to worry about. Just about a kilometre to that decrease in speed limit, so let's start applying the brake a little bit so we can slow down in time for where it should be. A little bit more brake. And we need to slow down for the platform anyway, so ease it into the station. Actually, ahead of schedule. How about that? And stop. I can do this. This is easy. All these. Oh, there's lots of buttons. Many buttons. I don't know what any of these mean. Fahrplan gültig. Let's not worry about those for the minute. Wait until 12:19:30. Alright. Have a little look around from the outside view in the meantime. This is our train. It's an attractive little thing, isn't it? Very sleek. And that's me. Lock the doors. There go to the doors. And we're on our way again. Off we go. Speed limit of 160 kilometers an hour just ahead. Next station 7.2 kilometers away. The throttle and brakes in this are quite responsive, which is good. That's what you want when you're driving a big old hulking beast like this. From the outside, it doesn't look that intimidating. There's something about this cockpit is it just makes me think you're in control of a massive machine. But it's fine. Oh, over the speed limit. Slow down. Slow down. And coast. Maybe a little bit of power just to hold us steady. A little bit more. There we go. Now, the nice thing about having quite a long way to go is that we can spend some time admiring the scenery outside. Beautiful German countryside. Can't do this on a real train, can you? Well, I mean, I suppose you can look out the window, but you cannot fly high above the train that you're on. Alright. There seems to be a decrease in speed limit just before the stations on this line, which is good because it sort of encourages you to, you know, to slow down and be ready for them. So I think we want to start braking about a kilometre out. We want our speed to be low enough. By the time we hit that speed limit. There we go. Once again, very nicely done. A little bit early, if anything. A little bit of welly because the station's still about a kilometre out. And then just hold her steady. See how accurately we can stop this time. A little bit early. We're slightly late as well. And stop. Just adjust myself. Can we actually get out into the cabin while we... Yes, we can. How is everybody? How you doing? Hello? Anyone here? That's one nice thing about this game. If you want a little bit of game in your simulation, then there are sort of collectibles in each route. Like restocking first aid kits like we saw there. On the underground you have to put up posters and that sort of thing. Lock the doors. And yeah, so there's lots of stuff to find along the routes as well. Right, off we go. Relatively short run this time. To Stolberg, Rheinland Hauptbahnhof. Speed limit increasing to 120 kilometers an hour in just a moment. There it goes. I was worried about. This train seems straightforward enough to drive. I'm sure some later scenarios will up the complexity a bit, but for the minute, this seems fine. Speeding. Be ready for that decrease in speed limit. Kilometres to go to the next station. Well, and this one doesn't have like a huge speed limit drop before it happens, so we're going to need to slow down fairly early for this one, lest we overshoot, which we don't want. We can roll in about 50 to 60 or so. That seems to be easy enough to stop. And we've gained back a little bit of time as well. Still slightly behind, but that's okay. Brake and stop. A lot of this train seems to be computerized. If you look at the throttle display, which is 0% at the minute, it seems very much like if you don't need to apply full brakes then, or full throttle, then the train will stop applying full brakes or full throttle for you. So it's one of those cases where you sort of give an indication of what you want with the lever, and then the computers on the train take care of a lot of the specifics of it, which is fine. So you see here, it happily applies max power for us to start moving. But I'm not touching the controls now, but it's gradually reducing the amount of power it's giving, just so we don't sort of have an excessive amount of power running through the wheels. Speed limit of 140 as we head for Eilendorf. Three and a half kilometers to go. Just ease off the power a bit. Maintain that speed. So you see up in the top right, we're being scored for our performance in this. So you gain points for driving under the speed limit, like we're doing. You get points for accurately stopping, so the closer you stop to the marker in the station, the more points you'll get. And when you've loaded your passengers, you will also get points for how closely you're running to your schedule. We're going to be very early at Eilendorf. But that's okay. Early is good. hold it there at about 60 as we roll into the station. And then just ease on the brakes. And bring us to a stop. So you see there, we overshot a bit, so yeah, we got 488 out of 500 points for stopping there because we overshot slightly. But when the passengers are loaded, we should get a full 500 points because we're ahead of schedule, in fact. Does also mean we're going to have to stand around for a bit. So let's go and have a look at the station. See if there's any bits and pieces that need doing. That looks like a first aid kit over there. Restock that. Can't head out into the village, sadly. Fahrkarten. I'm not actually sure what the collectibles you're looking out for on this route are. So there's the first aid kits, obviously. Oh, this looks... There we go. There's route maps you need to put on there. And... You got a bit of time. Anything up here? First aid kit? No. Alright, let's head back. Back in the driver's seat with plenty of time to spare. There we go. All good to go. Close the doors. Yeah, there we go, up in the upper right. Full 500 points for being ahead of schedule / on time. Oh, so that gauge on the right is your that's your power meter. It's the same as the one that's on the head-up display. Right, we got 2 minutes to get to Aachen, Rothe Erde. Floor it! Hold it at, oh no, we got a kilometre and a half before we have to be down to 120 kilometres an hour. The station's only a kilometre away as well. Should probably start slowing down a bit. Going to be a little bit early again. This service is much easier to keep the schedule on than the London Underground is. Tell you what. Oh no, we should be just on time. Give it some brake. A little more brake. And there we go. Not bad stopping, if I do say so myself. No real time to jump out here. What are these for? There's a brake pressure, I think. Oh, I opened the wrong doors. Right, stop at Aachen Hauptbahnhof. I believe that's our last stop. So let's get moving. 1.7 kilometers. The speed limits of 100 kilometers an hour just ahead. Off that power, maintain the speed. You drop down to 70 in just a moment, so let's hit the brakes. There we go. And Aachen Hauptbahnhof is less than a kilometre away, so we're already at a good speed to roll into the station now. We're going down this side. Okay. Didn't notice that sudden speed limit drop. Okay, open the doors. And I think that should be the end of it. Got to be some stuff to do here. There's a first aid kit. Geschäft zu Hause. There's a route map. Another one. Which platform was I on? Number 1, I think. Yes, we are. Should probably close my door. Thank you for completing this run. Let's see how you performed. I think we did okay. Yep, looks good to me. That's a gold medal and a bunch of experience for me. 8,642 points. Alright, so that is Train Sim World 2, driving on the Schnellfahrstrecke Köln line, driving the BR442 Talent 2 DB Deutsche Bahnhof. Yeah, that's good fun. I want to do some more videos on this at some point because I want to try some of the other trains out and see how the different lines are different from each other and how the different trains handle and so on. So, and this is just a nice game to chill out with. So anytime I fancy just sort of chilling with a simulation, this is going to be added to the rotation, among other stuff like Euro Truck Simulator, Lawn Mowing Simulator, which I haven't made a video on yet, Power Wash Simulator and things like that. So yes, please look forward to that if you fancy a nice chilled out time. And if you fancy a nice chilled out time for yourself, this is available on, well, actually Train Sim World 2 isn't available anymore on digital storefronts. You can still get a packaged copy for PS5 and probably PS4 as well. I don't know how well the PS4 version runs, but as you can hopefully see from this, the PS5 version runs pretty nicely. It looks good. Yeah, so that's that. So for now, just remains for me to say, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.